Well, hello everyone, Texie88 here and welcome to another board game related video. And now we're taking a look at the third and final expansion for the 2015 board game Thunderbirds Co-operative Board Game, which came out to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the Supermarionation TV series that was first exhibited in 1965. Well, the show being produced by Gerry Anderson. And this expansion is called Above and Beyond. This actually adds some optional modules that you can use any or all of them, and as with the as I mentioned in the video for the Hood expansion, in which I said that the Hood expansion can be used with any or all of the other expansions. The same can be said for Above and Beyond. So this is fully compatible with any or all of the other expansions. So let's have a look inside. They've got a sand timer that's approximately 70 seconds, and the sand timer is for one of the optional modes, because there's a crisis mode where each player only has 70 seconds to complete their actions before the next disaster card is drawn, and any actions they didn't take before the time limit ran out are wasted. So the crisis mode does make the game a lot harder, and the players have to be quick thinkers in order to make the most of it. Although one bonus ability that they have, remember there were bonus tokens, and one of them was the yellow determination token with the lightning bolt in it, as well as being able to use that to gain an additional action in the normal way. If they wish, before timer has run out, a player can spend one of those to be allowed to flip the timer over to effectively double the amount of time they've got. And this is Jeff Tracy. This is the only way the game can actually be played using Jeff Tracy. And if a person was playing playing the game solo, they'd be using this Jeff Tracy character token, and that would be a player turn marker. And there are also some disaster vehicles and accompanying disaster vehicle cards, and some of the disaster cards actually have names of a particular vehicle on them, even in the core game. If you do see this on a disaster card that's been turned over on the track at the bottom of the board, then you'd simply place the particular disaster vehicle model on that card. So then they're the different vehicles. So if you see a disaster card that's been exposed, say one of these, then you'd actually put the vehicle model onto that disaster card, and anyone who managed to successfully avert that particular disaster would get that particular vehicle and the corresponding card, which will help give them some potential bonuses whilst it's in their possession. There are also some additional event cards to be. These simply get shuffled in with the existing ones. There's also a new Scheme 5 set of schemes where. So if you wanted to make the game even harder than it already was, there's an epic which actually uses this Scheme 5 cards unique to this, but be warned, these are a lot harder than even the Scheme 4 cards in the core game. And there are some additional FAB cards to be shuffled in, and as ever, the above any cards from the Above and Beyond expansion have AB in the top right corner, so it's always going to be clear which of these cards are from this expansion, which is especially handy if you're using this in conjunction with other expansions, which will also have their letters. And you may also have noticed that there are some FAB cards which are totally blank, as well as some event cards that are totally blank, and a Scheme 6 card which is totally blank, and a disaster card for one for each type of disasters there, one for air, one for land, one for space, one for sea, and one that doesn't require a particular role but just requires all of its criteria to be met to automatically succeed in averting that particular disaster. So those are all ones that you can basically make your own. And the other ability that's been introduced in this Above and Beyond expansion is the ability for a character to level up. And each of the controllable characters has a card showing their lowest level, in this case level 1. That's what if you were using this leveling up ability, you'd have this, and every time your character completed a disaster card, instead of putting it on the discard pile, you'd actually put it under there. So the number of players that are playing as international rescue characters will determine how many disasters that particular player has to successfully avert in order to be able to level up to the next ability. And the moment that happens, you could then go on to the equivalent character with the number 2 in the bottom, and if you manage to level up again, you can flip it over and there'll be a level 3 equivalent. It's worth pointing out that you probably, anyone, if you've seen my video for the Tracy Island expansion, you'll know that Tintin, Brains and Parker are unique to that expansion. So if you weren't using the Tracy Island expansion, you'd simply leave out all of the cards that are for Tintin, Brains and Parker and leave them out of play, because you wouldn't be able to use them, because those characters only appear if you've got the Tracy Island expansion. Now, at the time of recording this video, I've not actually, this is the only expansion I've never actually had the chance to use, but since it was the only one left, I decided to get it, especially as some of the additional modes sounded quite interesting. So that is the Above and Beyond expansion. I have now done videos for all of the expansions and the core game. So I hope you've enjoyed all these videos about Thunderbirds Co-operative Board Game that I've recorded. Hope to catch you on another video soon. Texie88 out.